What's up everyone, Lion Roar here, and I just power leveled my male Bloom Uncounted, so it's about time to take him for a test run. But first, download Gemstone Legends, a mobile RPG puzzle match game. Use the link in the description to start with free stuff, including a bonus hero. Alright, so I want to test male Bloom out in a number of scenarios, so I'm going to start out with Valley of Conquerors, and then the arena, dungeon descent, and even the campaign map, because I want to see what the action looks like on the battlefield in addition to the damage he deals. And I think it's worth pointing out that due to his trait of creating clones, it doesn't seem to be recording all the damage on the final stat page. So actually, the damage that he's doing could be up to triple or maybe even more than that, than what's actually occurring. So take note as we go through all of these matches and we look at the damage at the end. I think that it actually stacks up quite well with some of my other champions that are already leveled up higher than him. We'll take a look at the team I'm going to use in just a moment. But as far as traits go, this is what I'm going to go with for the test. Adjudication, of course, is his clan trait, but I put focused and agile on, the two that make him fire faster, as well as brutal for that increased attack that the clones also get, and energetic, which means that he and all the clones also get more HP as well. There's better survivability, and because of his healing, that means he can recover more HP along the way too. All right, let's take a look at the team that I'm going to test him out in. It's actually my top team for the most part. I've just replaced my male Aeson with him. So this is going to be female Devala, it's going to be female Lionstone, female Gultang, and it's male Fulgur. And so I'm putting him in the back corner there because he's going to rush across the battlefield, create his clones, and then hopefully ult right after that to take full advantage of it. Let's start out in the Valley of the Conquerors here, and I'm going to try to make my way over to a gate so that we can just see what a bunch of battles look like back to back to back to back. I do have a little bit of a head start because I did just defeat an opponent, so I might have a little bit of energy built up for this battle. Okay, here we go. There's about 10 opponents here. Let's see how male Bloom does with this. All right, not bad to start off with. Let's turn off the X2 so we can see it a little bit slower. His healing looks really good. Female Devala battles here. This team is slightly more powered up than mine, so I am having a problem with this. Oh, all right, there we go. All right, so we saw a number of battles there, back to back to back, and it was great. It was great until, of course, we encountered a more powerful female Devala who went and just swallowed up my team. But he appears to be able to sustain for a long amount of time because even though he's weaker than my other champions, he keeps healing himself so he can last in these battles. And because he creates other champions on the battlefield, clones, oftentimes the opponent's attention gets redirected and he's not taking as much damage. Plus he can dodge, so do remember that. For this matchup, I'm facing a nuke team. You can see that they have the female Lionstone, as usual, but they also have male Wide-Eye that's really maximizing the attack speed and attack, along with Scarlet and Fulgur, which are there to, of course, deal a bunch of damage, and then their Devala to finish everybody off. So they have a really fast team. I'm going to try to counteract this by putting my female Gultang in front of their female Lionstone, and I put my female Devala in the back because I wanted to line up the female Gultang with their female Lionstone. Now, if I put female Gultang in the middle. She may not go after their female Divala, so that's why I made that decision. But also, I've got my male Bloom here in the back corner. He's going to rush to the back where the big damage dealers are and hopefully get them before their specials are able to go off. Let's see what happens. All right, you can see the male Bloom go there. Oh man. So you can see, as usual, we're having a problem with their Divala. All right, but I'll tell you what, for not being as highly leveled as my other champions in this particular setup, that male Bloom did pretty well. I wonder what the damage looks like. Oh my gosh, he's actually hanging with them. Look, all my other champions are 4 stars. He's only a 3-star, and I haven't given him enough gold yet to power him up like the others. But that's quite a lot of damage for not being quite there yet. But you can see he did what he was supposed to. He jumped to the back line, and he took care of their big damage dealers before they were able to really do anything. Now, female Divala, best hero in the game. So, I mean, it makes sense that we had a problem with her. But all of the champions together, including the male Bloom, definitely took care of her. Now I'm going to try to go against an enemy that is much more highly leveled than I am. In fact, more than 10,000 power, more powerful than my team here. But I'm going to try to see how this does, especially with the male Bloom and correct placement here. I'm actually going to move the female Gultang over to the right side, right in front of their female Divala, because now I can actually make sure that she's going to hit the female Divala there. I'm also going to move my male Bloom on the opposite side over here. And the reason for that is because of where I want him to rush over to the back. He's going to the enemies across the way there. So I want him to, again, go over there and try to hit the Tide Storm, who's trying to pick off my heroes, and also their female Ignis. This is going to be a tough one. I don't expect to win this, but let's see if I can at least overperform. Oh man, that was tough. I actually thought I was gonna get that one, but that female Divala on the other side is so strong, so strong. But you know what? The male Bloom's again performing very, very well. You know, jumped to the back line there, really took care of the Tide Storm and the Ignis. The Tide Storm did get one shot off, but one thing that's nice about the male Bloom too is, you know, when all those Phantoms and Clones are running around, like he can waste his shot. So that's really, really nice. But I might look at their look at this opponent's female Divala. It's just so much more highly leveled, so it could just win on its own. But that's good. I'm impressed with that performance. Let's try a 3 versus 5 against a pretty conventional team on the other side that has female Lionstone, female Divala. There's a female Ignis over there. There's a male Aeson and a female White Eye. So this is going to be tough. I'm definitely underpowered here, and their Divala's as powerful as mine. So let's see if the male Bloom creating more characters on the board has an effect here. All right, so he's in the back row. There's 3 mages to try and take care of there. it comes down to the Divala fight, as usual. But holy cow, guys. I mean, I'm amazed at what the male Bloom's doing, because if you watched what happened there, the male Bloom rushed to the back row, and they had 3 mages, and he killed all of them. So I was underpowered by about 3,000 points. And then the male Bloom just like took over and killed the whole team on the other side there. At least all the ones that were going to do the big damage or healing and things like that. And that just left their female Divala. And then my female Lionstone and my female Divala then took care of business after that. Let's see what the damage looked like. Yeah, I mean, obviously my female Divala, being the only real damage dealer on the board there, is the one that ultimately took care of it. But the male Bloom, again, back row, wipes out the team and opens the door for my female Divala to win the game. Let's try a Dungeon Descent match, which I should have no problem winning because I'm much more highly leveled than they are. But I just want to see what the damage looks like and the action on the board. I'm just going to move a couple of my characters around here. And you can see that they've got Tidestorm on the other side, both the male and the female, which is awesome with the Bloom because when he creates extra characters, it creates fodder for them to shoot, wasting their DPS shots, which is great. Let's see if that happens. Sometimes these matches go too quick, though, for the specials to really take advantage, but we'll see. We'll see. There's the extra characters. They're in the back row. Okay. I mean, he's working like he's supposed to, sending characters to the back to finish off nuisance characters. On to the campaign map, which you can see I'm at level 28-55, which means that all the opposing champions are much higher leveled than I am. And so I do want to take a moment to make sure my placement is correct here. I'm just going to move a few of the champions around. I've got my male Bloom in the back again, so he hopefully rushes in and destroys their mages on the other side. I think this is pretty good. Let's see how this match goes. Alright, I want to get my female Lionstone off, but it's more important that I'm just getting characters off whenever they go, since they are much higher level. Alright, there was male Bloom doing his thing. You can see that his clones stay alive even after he dies. That's important to note. And I think he did do just enough damage in the back there for me to win that one. And once again, of course, there's a lot of hidden damage here. Even though he died, so he doesn't get credit for a lot of the damage that's being done because it's being done by the clones. That means he's maybe doing up to 3 times more damage than we're seeing. So that's worth noting. That's why he seems to really be taking care of that back line. So that's what the male Bloom looks like, and I have to say, he's holding up really well in my top team, even though all my other champions are at least 14 stars, and he's still got 1 to go there, and I don't even have him leveled up as high as he can go for the 13 stars that he is right now. He is really powerful, really powerful. I think there's a case to be made that he might even be S tier. And that is because he's doing a whole lot more than just the damage stat shows on the final page. In fact, he's doing so much more damage than that stat page shows, but also the way that he's creating clones on the battlefield and distracting other champions, keeping them from fighting your main champions, that means that your champions are more likely to go off because, well, they're possibly not dying. Because especially for opposing DPS champions like Tidestorm, or even like a female Ignis that's only going to hit a max number of champions with the ult, oftentimes they're hitting the clones, they're not hitting the main champion, so it's a protective factor. But also, it's just an insane amount of damage that he's dealing. Like, I can't wait until I get this guy more leveled up, because he's going to be up there as an area of effect type of damage dealer like my other ones on my nuke team. And obviously, he's limited with how many champions he can deal damage to, because he can only make a certain amount of clones. But that where they're hitting to is that back line that is just so hard to get damage to. Those are oftentimes your nuke champions in the back. So, you know, even going up against, you know, an opposing female Goltang or an opposing Fulgur, for example, that hits everybody and does put them all at risk anyway, he might actually be able to kill them before they go off. So he's awesome. He's really, really awesome. If you enjoy videos like this, make sure to like, subscribe, and hit that bell notification, and I will catch you in the next one.